Beep boop, The Northman. When I saw the trailer to this movie, I nutted twice. I felt it in my chest. The trailers were so intense and brutal, just absolute high-octane, ass-pounding thunder. And then I watched the full movie. This movie is a story of vengeance painted in blood. Cold, heartless brutality. The storyline is very simple, and the only reason you may get lost along the way would be because of their heavy-ass accents. I'd watch with subtitles if possible. But it was a good movie overall. It was good, not great. I'd be lying if I said I didn't expect a bit more from this movie, but I was still left fairly pleased with what I got. Perhaps my own excitement and hype from the trailers made my expectations a little too high, but during the film there were moments where I just felt like I was waiting for those cool scenes from the trailer to pop up and come on the screen, and everything else just felt like spaces in between almost. I mean, the acting was great on everybody's part. I don't think anybody put on a performance that would take you out of the element of this movie. Everybody played their parts well, and I personally just saw no problem with it, so I don't think that's any area of concern. The visuals of this movie were phenomenal, but they were so good that I felt like they overshadowed the story and action scenes a bit, which was a little unfortunate. I was so busy marveling at the beauty and cool factors of the film that at times I forgot there was even a story to be paying attention to. The story just failed to really hook me at the same level that the visuals did. I mean, it's about as cookie cutter as it gets. Just the typical I'm avenging my father story. So yeah, that's about it. I felt like there were a lot of deleted scenes. I don't know. I just felt like what I was shown was about 3.5 of the full movie. There were a lot of gaps and just strange cuts, I suppose, where things felt a little unexplained. Some scenes just didn't flow as I felt they should, and it felt more like I was being dropped off into some of them. There wasn't a whole lot of cohesion, and yeah, it just felt like the editing could have been a little smoother. The script is badass. The amount of cold-ass quotes in this movie has zero shortage. The intensity of these characters is portrayed so well just through their words alone. I love it. Anytime the characters spoke, I was all ears. The dialogue to action ratio is definitely off balance. I kind of came in looking for more of an action movie as the trailer kind of portrayed it to be, but I was met with a lot more talking than action. But this movie serves as one of the very few cases where that result actually didn't completely bum me out. Still though, it would have been nice to see a bit more action and half of it not be stuff just happening off screen and hearing gore noises. This film was a lot more tame than I expected it to be in that sense, and I just would have liked to see a bit more. This movie was definitely marketed to be more of an action flick. Like, I mean, just look at the trailers. They're just like all this screaming and jumping and axe throwing and all this chaos, lava coming out the mountain, fighting, shirtless, blood everywhere. Like, you thought this movie was gonna be more of that. You know what I mean? More of that Mad Max, high octane, just in your face, just you feel me? And it's really not what we got. The main character lacked depth severely. I do understand the whole notion of, my whole life all I've known was hatred. I will lay down my life in the pursuit of vengeance. But god damn, son, like we get a little love story and some humanization on the side, but that's as much emotional depth as we get from this guy. He has zero personality whatsoever. And I want to say more, but I don't want to tread into spoiler territory, but damn, you know, I just felt like his character was begging to be developed more and just wasn't. And I feel this was the case for many of the characters too, not just him. The first and last acts of this movie definitely trumped everything in between. Like I said, the dialogue was awesome, but all those cool quotes and cold ass lines lack a little extra pack they could have had to their punch if they just would have developed the characters a bit more. I think this movie's biggest glaring flaw was the character development, and I think with a little more of that, this could have easily had a better rating for me. I think Rotten Tomatoes giving this movie an 88% is a little generous. I'd probably have to give this one a 6 out of 10. It so easily could have been a 7, and maybe if a director's cut releases and we get to see a bit more from it, then it might reach that point. But the movie I watched in that theater was a 6 out of 10. I left satisfied, but a little disappointed at, I suppose, what could have been. And one more little pet peeve I have about this movie is the lack of a journey. I didn't feel like I was taken on a journey. You know, for most of the movie, we're kind of just planted in one spot. And that really, I don't know. I felt like all the pieces were there for this epic journey. And we just didn't get it. Like, we just didn't get one. And I don't know. I felt like there was so much potential and it didn't fall through, man. It really, it didn't deliver, man. I don't know. It just didn't deliver. This movie was like a pizza with no sauce or toppings, just the bread and the cheese. I mean, you still like it because it's bread and cheese, and who doesn't like cheese bread? But it could have been a pizza, and everybody loves a pizza. So, yeah, thank you guys for watching. Like and sub for more. Peace.